Hey there, welcome to the market update for House Hunter PDX, September 2023. My name is Eldridge Huntington. Happy to be a realtor out here in Portland, Oregon. Let's jump right into it. I am multitasking today. I need to drive around. I need to take a look at some listings we got going on. I need to give you the market update, and I want to do it in a different way today. So if you don't mind, we're going to head over the hill, through the woods to the east side. I'm coming from my house here in Cedar Mill. We're gonna go check out our listings in North Portland, and we're gonna talk about all of it. Sellers, it's looking like we have about 2.2 months of inventory right now, which is going up a little bit from this time last year. As we're getting into the fall season, we're gonna expect to see a little bit of that inventory climb, but at the same time, this is a good opportunity to get some of those buyers that didn't find anything during the summer months and the last few weeks. A lot of other folks, and I am too, saying, hey, this is also a time where people are going to be finding, the deals come up. And that's just kind of a natural part of the season. If you're out there buying, don't let yourself miss an opportunity to take some of this extra inventory to your advantage. Are finding yourself losing on a lot of these things because you are trying to go for that 3-bed, 2-bath, the right square footage, right neighborhood, yet, a block or two away, there is a house that is a 3-1 or what have you. Take advantage. This is a time, this is a season where you can approach, the listing agent and start asking questions. This isn't a time to just gouge folks, because that's not going to happen. We're not there yet. This is not a crash. This is not what's going on. This is just a seasonal change. Inventory is going to creep up. We're still competing with high interest rates and things of that nature. So I think ultimately what you want to do here as a buyer is make sure that you are eyes wide open and you're taking everything into consideration when you're out there looking. But if the house has been sitting for a minute, then you also have the opportunity about asking for a buy down. Now, an average buy down on a house, it's about $475 to $500 or something like that. If you're talking about a 2-1 buy down, which we've gotten into that in some other videos, you're talking about, about $10,000 you're going to be asking for. And right now, if you're approaching folks that are going into the fall, into the winter, that's definitely something they're going to be considering. So instead of trying to get a house at, 30% off asking, or sorry, not $30,000 off asking or something of that nature, talk about those, that buy down option. It's going to be a better fit for you in the short term. In the long term, you're going to run a refinance or reclaim your mortgage. But what you're going to do is you're going to have an opportunity to get in that house while it's time. And I say while it's time because this time next year for sure. But even earlier, I'd say March, April, we're going to kind of start seeing prices of homes starting to kind of creep down. Not the price of the homes. We're pretty much level with the price of the homes. But we're going to start seeing the interest rates starting to creep down. And when that happens, you're going to see a flood of buyers and sellers come into the market, and it's going to get pretty serious. All right, for my sellers, let's get into this a little bit more. We have more inventory. That means more options for buyers. Doesn't mean all those options are great, but what you want to do, as always, is make sure that you're the best one on the block, right? When you're doing this, make sure that this is very much an emotional situation that we're dealing with right off the bat. We're talking about folks starting online. They're going to make an appointment, they're going to come to the house, and they're going to make their choice at that time. Online, you need to make sure that these pictures are 100% professional. They look like they're magazine quality. That means staging is a must, and if not, the rest of the house has to be impeccable. I'm telling you, okay? This is not the time to be messing around. It's about $2,500 to $3,500 to get your house staged right now. I got a couple recommendations out there for it. You will get that back. I can tell you that. Make sure that the yard is looking dynamite. We want to make sure those beds are defined. We're not looking for overgrown garden beds and trees that need a lot of pruning and, you know, leaves everywhere, and just that's going to distract people's minds. Okay, now this is like, it's like making a commercial. I'm a commercial guy. I used to make a ton of commercials, and I've been trained to understand what's going on through people's minds when they're making a decision to buy or pass. And it is something that happens within the first few seconds. Okay, when they see it online, dialed. When they get there, make sure that everything is in perfect working condition. It's not a sticky lock. The stairs aren't broken or falling apart. These are the first impressions. We hear that all the time. It's all about your first impressions, right? That is true with your home. You don't want somebody to show up and their first impression is, this place needs work. That's the last thing. You want to get them thinking that this is the house that I want to live in. I can move into this and I can start my life now. Okay? So get this completely dialed in. You don't want to be second fiddle in this market, because there's only a few buyers out there, and if they're making that one choice this weekend, you don't want to be the one that gets skipped over. The longer you're on the market, the more of a stigma that you're going to build, and it's not going to be as easy to get that great offer that you're looking for. So keep that in mind when you are prepping your house for sale. Again, if you have questions about what you need to be doing for prepping the house, give me a buzz. I'm just going to tell you what's going on, because it makes my life a lot easier and it makes the end product so much better. We're all happy. Okay, we do this all the time. We know how to sell houses. We usually get into a little bit of a problem area when our advice is not taken and we're just trying to do everything we can in other ways to get your house sold, which is lowering the price or offering a lot of incentives. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to do here today was, you know, not only give you the market update, but I also wanted to kind of show you how pretty it is, how pretty my drive is from the west side to the east side. Like I said, we're going up over the hill through Forest Park and down over the St. John's Bridge into North Portland. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So let me go ahead and turn this around so you can kind of see what's going on. This is the very cool area of downtown St. John's right now. Got a ton of restaurants, coffee shops, 2 movie theaters, breweries, pizza joints, brunch spots, cafes. This is nonstop. It's a lot of fun. And now that we've been on for a few too many weeks, in my opinion, this is the time to start talking about what we can do here to get a buyer. And if you're out there looking, I want to show you exactly how you can approach that. So if you know that we've been sitting here for a while, and you really want that 2-bath house that is at $500, we're sitting at $475. The first thing you need to consider is that, okay, it's going to be about $25,000 to put a bathroom in. Okay, so if you're at $475, you're at $500 there. We're asking $475. Okay, so we've been on for a while. We're ready to take a little bit of a discount on it, right? We don't want to be out here for too much longer as we start getting into the colder season, and you're getting into the holidays and things of that nature. So we are ready to listen. Okay, so if you wanted to approach us with a $10,000 credit towards a buy down, which would be about, I think it's about equivalent to $300 a month if you're talking about a 2-1. We're listening, okay? And so if you're doing that, you are now walking into a 3-bed, 2-bath house that you got at $475 at a good discount, and you've gotten some credits. So that's something to definitely consider. All right, let's get right to it. This cute house. Quick idea of what's going on in this house. It is a 3-bed, 1-bath house. But what I want to show you is right down here in the basement, because this is where the value that I speak of lies, okay? This is a full basement. I have it staged as a hangout spot right now, but you know, as you get in here, this is where we're going to talk about where the value lies, okay? So if we're at $475 and it's a 1 bath, and the next best thing out there is a 2 bath house, which seems to be all the rage right now. People really want to go for a 2 bath. It's going to take about $20,000-$25,000 to get, you know, probably a half bath in this area. That's our stack. That's where all the plumbing is kind of tied into. The closer you get to that, the cheaper bathroom installation is going to be. So I think if you take this location right behind the stairs where the laundry is, and you create a nice bathroom here, you could do a half bath. This has enough space for a full bath. You're going to immediately add some really good value to this house. If I were to comp it out right now, you'd probably be about $510 to $525. So if you're putting $20,000-$25,000 into this space, we're at $475, you're about $500, maybe $510. You're probably going to get about $10,000 of equity there. That's something, you know, that you can either do immediately down the road or what have you. So as you're out there and you're looking at these opportunities to get into a house that you want that might not be available or might be a little bit too competitive, and you're considering this, as your realtor, we'd be down here checking it out, making sure that it is actually a decent spot to put that value into. You have full height ceilings here, so we're not going to run into any kind of permitting issues or anything of that nature. So, you know, it's just something to consider when you are looking around, you're looking at houses, and you're trying to create exactly what you want if you're not finding it out there. So these options are available. All right, guys, wrapping up the video here. I really hope you liked that ride over the hill. It's one of my favorites, coming from Cedar Mill to St. John's. It's absolutely beautiful riding through Forest Park. So wherever you're looking in the city, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about every single market. Everything is a little different depending on where you go. Buyers, if you're out there, inventory is going to start getting a little bit tighter as people are not going to be as listing as much. And those good, great houses that have been on for a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks are going to start getting nabbed up. So if you find something you like, don't hesitate to contact those sellers and see what you need to do to work out a deal. This is likely the better of the houses that you're going to see for the rest of the year. Sellers, go ahead and get those houses dialed. It's about first impressions. It's about making sure it looks good online, and it's looking even better when people show up to the house. So definitely consider all those things. I'm happy to give you a tailored opinion about what you need to do and what you should be considering if you're buying and selling. So please go ahead and give me a buzz. My name is Eldridge Huntington with House Hunter PDX, 503-926-2929. I'll see you guys in October. Can't wait. See ya.